days at camp, and I'd like to thank them. Also, Mrs. Sapp for her valuable assistance in helping with the costumes. And now, without further ado, Our Country, 'Tis of Thee.
Country, 'tis of thee we sing, waving New England meadows and southern cotton fields, of county fairs and ticker-tape parades, barefoot boys with fishing rods, and ladies' day at the baseball park.
Chair recognizes Roger Sherman, delegate from Connecticut.
I move that the resolution
Hill, Trenton, Saratoga, Valley Forge, Yorktown.
We were an army of farmers and carpenters, wheelwrights, blacksmiths, coppersmiths, in ragged clothes, tattered shoes, untrained, frozen, and half starved to death.
1781, a brand new nation had been born in revolution. And now, slowly, painfully, we had to establish law and order, settle our differences, and, finally, frame a representative government.
Hey, mister, we sure do have ourselves a mighty fine constitution.
Nothing like it in the whole world.
But I was just wondering, could you add a little something about freedom?
Well, what did you have in mind?
Could you say we have freedom of speech?
And we can choose our own religion and write what we want to write.
Can we? This is America. You bet we can.
So we put it all down on paper, the first 10 amendments to the Constitution, and we called it the Bill of Rights.
You can say anything that you want to say, whoever you may be. You can meet with your neighbors across the way. That's what it means to be free. You can write anything that you want to write and dare to disagree. 'Cause you in this feeling of rain at night. That's what it means to be free. You can't be imprisoned or taken away until you've been justly tried.
You can choose the church where you want to pray with your family by your side.
You can dream any dream that you want to dream and make it all come true. 'Cause you live in a land where the star of liberty is shining
It took a lot of great men and women to keep those stars of liberty shining. Men like George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Benjamin Franklin.
And women like Martha Washington, Betsy Ross, and Molly Pitcher. Great people, but no story of America could be told without the common man. Mr. and Mrs. Nobody in particular, whose restless eye and itchy foot led them west to change the nation's history.
March 10th, 1800. As we mark the day of this journal, the perilous journey to Kentucky begins. We travel across strange earth, beneath strange sky, as did Daniel Boone a quarter-century ago.
Leave our warm hearth for unknown hardship, and turn from silver buckles to buckskin.
But the wind is blown west, and we're going with it.
Step by step, mile by mile, they coax their creaking wagons through the rut, rock, and mud of the wilderness road. Through red-skin arrows, cholera epidemics, and dried-up water holes. Abandoning their favorite possessions along the way, burying their dead in unmarked graves, with nothing but a prayer and will to keep them going.
Going west in a covered wagon.
walk up to a stranger and say, how he just the same. And the only thing that matters is your courage in your heart. Good past is all behind you, and you make a brand new start.
Going west in a covered wagon. Giddy up, you. Giddy up, giddy up. Sight of the danger. Going through empty country. We're gonna cross the Cumberland Gap. Where a woman's dreams are planted in a precious piece of land. Where her castle is her cabin, every timber's lit by hand. And she has no silks or satins, but her heart is filled with pride. 'Cause she's building up a future with her family by her side. Going west in a covered wagon. Giddy up, you. Giddy up, giddy up. Sight of the danger. Going through empty country. We're gonna cross the Cumberland Gap. Where a girl can dress like mommy and be strong as brother Shem. And be working for her father and be chopping wood for him. Where a girl can dream of anything she really wants to be. 'Cause she's glad to be a pioneer and happy to be free. Going west in a covered wagon. Giddy up, you. Giddy up, giddy up. Sight of the danger. Going through empty country. We're gonna cross the Cumberland Gap. Where a boy can climb a pine tree tall and nearly touch the sky. Where there's hunting and there's fishing in the woods and streams nearby. And you grow up in the open and you grow up mighty glad that you were born to be a pioneer like Mom and Dad. Going west in a covered wagon. Giddy up, you. Giddy up, giddy up. Sight of the danger. Going through empty country. We're gonna cross the Cumberland Gap. Giddy up, giddy up. Cumberland
America was on its way, linked to the vast, unexplored west part of the Cumberland Gap, doubled in size by the Louisiana Purchase. We had little idea of where we were going, but we were doggone determined to get there.
Hey, Clem, do you think Ada Jackson is going to get to heaven?
He will if he wants to.
This was the pioneer American, confident, daring, tough as an old hickory tree. Can you cut through unbroken forest?
We will if we have to.
Blaze new trails across the mountains?
How else are we gonna get there?
Huddle in a one-room cabin to keep warm.
We'll manage somehow.
Walk miles to the nearest schoolhouse?
I can do it, mister!
And they did it, curving the work of centuries into decades, changing the impossible into the possible, working, singing, swooping, hauling their way across an entire continent.
We're the
be extended to the new territories.
Cotton is king. We need slave labor to produce cotton.
The federal government must act. The states have a right to decide for themselves. The states are part of the Union. Secession! The Union! Secession! The Union! Secession! 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 The battlefield at Gettysburg, where swords and sabers rust, and brothers who are flesh and blood are scattered in the dust. But every night at Gettysburg, when everything is still, they say a golden dew flows on Cemetery Hill.
Who was that unknown boy at Gettysburg that day? And was he wearing Yankee blue or wearing Southern gray?
Did he sound the call for General Meade through all the shot
Anthony fought for women's rights. We had skyscrapers, Ferris wheels, moviola, a bright new 20th century of progress.
Hey, sister, what about us human beings? We can use a little bit of progress, too.
He's right. This is 1900, and children are working in our factories.
We need progress. We need progress.
We got tenement houses and city slums.
We need progress.
A laboring man needs a living wage.
We need progress.
The Constitution doesn't say that women can vote.
We need progress.
Me and my people, we want equality.
We need progress. 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 Progress.
It was the beginning of a new interest in human rights, a new freedom and liberty at home and in faraway places that soon headlined every newspaper.
Dateline, Austria, 1914. German troops have crossed the border.
Dateline, Poland, 1915. Warsaw surrenders.
Dateline, France, 1960. French resistance weakening.
Dateline, America, 1917.
We must make the world safe for democracy.
We had come to a decision. The world was our world, and we were responsible for what went on in it.
I live on a street in my hometown, far away from a far-off land. But the whole wide world is my hometown, when freedom needs a helping hand. There's a peaceful sky in my backyard, far away from fear and doubt. But the whole wide world is my hometown, and I've gotta help my neighbor out. 'Cause I live on a street, in a town, in a county, in a state, in a country of the world you see. What goes on in the world is really up to me. I live on a street in my hometown, far away from a far-off land. But the whole wide world is my hometown, when freedom needs a helping hand. Armistice Day, November 11th, 1918. We paraded and cheered, threw confetti, and welcomed Johnny Doughboy home. But the war had taken too long, killed too many, and cost too much, and left us weary. Too weary for the dream of President Woodrow Wilson. Join a League of Nations to prevent a future war? But we just fought a war to end all wars.
Now let Europe take care of itself. We want normalcy.
Normalcy, a word that wasn't even in the dictionary. But we were looking for it anyway. In short skirts and bob hair, derby hats and niggers, in hoochie-coochie parlors, rumble seats, and the dizziest, zaniest merry-go-round of a decade, the Roaring 20s.
Yes, baby, bloody enough. 23 to new and bloody enough. Charleston, Charleston. No kind of coat, but a raccoon coat. Stocks are going up, going up, going up. Flagpole sitter, how about you?
I'm a dapper slapper, doo-doo-doo.
1929. We had mortgaged our homes, borrowed money, danced to the tune of Get Rich Quick, and now we had to pay the piper.
If you mean the grocer, mister, you're right. We have no money to buy food.
No place to live, can't pay the rent.
No place to work. There aren't any jobs. The Depression was the worst in the nation's history. 10 million unemployed, bread lines, bank failures. Brother, can you spare a dime?
New Deal! New Deal! New Deal!
That was the promise of our newly elected president. And while we watched, anxiously, hopefully, Franklin Delano Roosevelt rolled up his sleeves and went to work.
To start the big recovery, we'll pass the NRA. To help the banks, we must declare a banking holiday. We'll have no fear of fear until this depression ends. So let us work together, and I promise you, my friends, we'll give you a new deal, a new deal. Everybody's gonna get a new deal. Hitch your wagon to a song, 'cause FDR is giving us all a brand new deal. Raise the price of farmers' goods, we'll pass the Chick-fil-A. Our land of public works will put you back to work today. One day when there'll be better hours and a better wage. Then Social Security for when you reach your age. Give me a new deal, a new deal. Everybody's gonna get a new deal. Hitch your wagon to a song, 'cause FDR is giving us all a brand new deal. If rent is up, we're gonna put the tariff down. The TVA will lie once for miles and miles around. Yes, there'll be no forgotten men until the moment when the rapture really knows that happy days are here again. Give you a new deal, a new deal. Everybody's gonna get a new deal. Hitch your wagon to a song, 'cause FDR is giving us all a brand new deal. Give you a new deal, a new deal. Everybody's gonna get a new deal. Hitch your wagon to a song, 'cause FDR is giving us all a brand new deal.
And Eleanor Roosevelt, our first lady. They became part of the nation's memory. There were other memories too.
The heavyweight champion of the world, Joe Louis.
Amelia Earhart, challenging the skies.
The melodies of Irving Berlin.
The voice of Marian Anderson.
And there were sadder memories. Pearl Harbor, Guadalcanal, D-Day,
V for victory!
an atom bomb that could shatter the world. A United Nations that could keep it together.
We wish you luck, Harry!
President Harry S. Truman.
We like Ike! We like Ike!
President Dwight D. Eisenhower.
I have a dream.
The Reverend Martin Luther King Jr.
All the way with JFK! JFK! All the way!
President John F. Kennedy. Countdown.
5, 4, 3, 2. Wonderful!
A wonderful new world of space, new frontiers, new vigor, and suddenly, a new sorrow in the land. Tears for a fallen president, muffled jumps that whisper along the street.
I, Lyndon Baines Johnson, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States.
Jimmy Carter.
President Ronald Reagan. A time for love and rededication. The third century of our nation.
And America goes on.
And we love America, brave and free from shore to shore. God be with you evermore. Keep
Let the word go forth from this time and place to friends and foe alike.
That the torches be passed to a new generation of Americans, born in this century, tempered by war, disciplined by a hard and bitter peace. Proud of our ancient heritage.
Brenda Spratt, I know what she can speak right now. Just think we have them 8 hours a day. Thank you, wonderful people, for getting us. Aren't they beautiful? I just love you. I'm so proud of you. This is Lunsford. Marilyn McMillan. We have 101 children that were participating tonight in 2 choral lessons. We also had a kid over here in the corner who was getting directions from his wife. Drum roll now, honey. No, shoot now, honey. And I'm thinking, poor Jim Lunsford. Jim. Jim used this. He was in charge of the music in Fairfax County for many, many years. And we were sort of losing him a couple of years ago. He's been here for the last 2 years helping Jan. But it would have helped if you got to practice once, wouldn't it, Jim? But really, we are just so proud of these boys and girls. In fact, they don't know that none of them, the 6th graders, aren't leaving next year. They're staying. I've told some of them that, haven't I, boys and girls? You're staying here. I would like to ask Emily McConnell, now our SCA president. She has a little presentation.
On behalf of the varsity singers, I'd like to present Mrs. Lunsford and Mrs. McMillan with these flowers as a token of our thanks, not only for all she's done for the show, but for all they've done all year.
big reward or maybe a special Pizza Hut tomorrow night or something.